Once a year, this damned cookbook is released from hell onto the world of the mortals. And it just so happens that Satan picked me. So, welcome to Dave's Cooking Show Halloween Special. First up is Dracula's Blood. What you want to do is put 2 ounces of rum in an ice-filled shaker, followed by a half a shot of peach schnapps. Then you want 3 ounces of cherry juice. You also want to add 2 teaspoons of grenadine to this. Then you want to pop on the top and give it a good shake. And then you want to stream into a martini glass, making sure you spill some on your counter. And that's it. That's Dracula's Blood. Done. On to the next thing. Okay, now let's go for Lucifer's Wings. What you want to do is, first thing we got to do is make a sauce. And that is to add 2/3 of a cup of ketchup to a pot, followed by a 1/4 of a cup of brown sugar and a 1/2 a cup of apple cider vinegar. Follow that up with 2 teaspoons of paprika, followed by a teaspoon of ground cumin, and then at least a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of black pepper, but that's really more to taste. And once you've done adding the black pepper, grab a whisk and stir all this together. But then don't forget to transfer it over to the stove, where I'll talk about the last step. And then over a medium heat, stirring frequently, you want to simmer this for about 5 minutes. After that, let it cool down, transfer it to a bowl, and let's get our wings ready. And as you can see here, we got our chicken wings on our smoker, going to be smoking at 225. And I'm using cherry wood today. And that's just a standard chicken rub that I picked up at the local grocery store. All right, I did decide to throw the chicken wings on my grill just to kind of crisp up the skin and everything. And they're pretty much done. This is when you want to add the sauce, because if you add the sauce too early, the sugar that's in that sauce is going to burn, and your wings are going to taste like crap. So generously slather them, medium-low heat, give them a couple of minutes each side just so the sauce can caramelize, and sauce as often as you like. Okay, you want to turn these things over, and again, we're just going to want to sauce the other side, and then again, I think I gave them one more coat apiece, and then we'll be ready to bring them in the house. Nice little good smoky flavor, all that fun stuff. All right. And basically, that's the end product that you're looking for here. So, that's Lucifer's Wings. Done. On to the next one. Now we move on to Satan's Sliders. All right, first thing you want to do is grab a 1.5 tablespoons of butter, and you want to melt that up. Or you can use olive oil if you like, but I just decided to go with butter. Much richer flavor, my opinion. Okie dokie, now that the butter is all melted, it's time to add approximately 2 jalapeno peppers that we diced up, and a small white onion that I also diced up. And then you just want to stir and cook these till they're translucent, roughly about 5 to 6 minutes. Or till the onions are translucent, excuse me. Gotta be proper. Okay, after the 5 or 6 minutes, and you can see the onions are starting to cook, you want to add 3 cloves of garlic. Stir that around and give it 1 more minute to cook. And now it's time to add a 1/4 cup of bourbon and a 1/2 a cup of apple cider vinegar, kind of, to glaze the pan a little bit here. And then you want to also add 1 cup of tomato sauce. Again, add the bourbon just a little bit beforehand. It deglazes everything. Now, you want to add a tablespoon of cayenne, a tablespoon of smoked paprika, a teaspoon of ground mustard, and a quarter cup of honey, salt, and pepper to taste. Also, you're going to want to add 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce and 2 tablespoons of hot sauce. But I kind of just eyeballed the hot sauce. I think I probably added a quarter of a cup. Wait, it's supposed to be a spicy barbecue sauce. Now, basically, you just want to simmer this for roughly about 10 minutes. And here's the kicker. If you want to keep this sauce chunky, just put it in a bowl and then use it on whatever you like. However, I decided to strain all the onions and the jalapenos out, and I put it in a just a standard bottle. You can see here I'm adding the Worcestershire. But so if you want a chunky barbecue sauce, just keep it like this. Put it in a bowl, perfectly fine. I just decided to strain mine out. That's just me. And there goes in the honey. All right, and the only thing left is the hot sauce. If you want to copy mine exactly, I use Cholula. But, all right, next step. All right, now we got to make the spicy mayonnaise for our slider. Super simple. It's just 3 ingredients. Half a cup of mayonnaise, followed by 2 tablespoons, or a little bit more, of sriracha. And then you want to squeeze in the juice of a half a lime. All right, and then you just want to stir this around till everything is mixed together and pop in the fridge at least an hour before you make the sliders. All right, now the sliders are going on the grill. And seasoning for them is just standard salt and pepper. Salt one side, put that grill side down, and then salt the top. And now it's time to give our little sliders a flip. By the way, how I made these was just roll 2-ounce burger balls and just flatten them out by hand. That's it. All right, and through the magic of cooking show editing, the sliders are done. So these are half of a standard slice of cheddar cheese that I've quartered up and, made these nice little things here. And then just give the cheese a chance to melt and take them off the grill, and let's bring them in the house and finish this off. Okie dokie, I've got my toasted slider buns and my spicy mayo on the top of said buns. Looks like we're ready for assembly, which will begin with adding some shredded lettuce to all of the bottom buns, followed by a slider patty, and then followed by a nice dousing of the sauce. So with the barbecue sauce on, time to top them off, and that's it for that. Satan's sliders. Done. On to the next. Okay, on to our Wendigo wraps. First thing we got to do is make a nice chili sauce. So, you want to start off with a half a cup of mayo. And then you want to add 4 teaspoons of chili garlic sauce. You can find this in the Asian section of your local supermarket. Then you want to add 2 teaspoons of granulated sugar, a quarter teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and a quarter teaspoon of paprika. Then just grab a fork or a spoon, whichever, and mix this around till it's well mixed together, well incorporated, whatever you want to call it. Should look something like this when you're done. Pop a cover on it and place it in the fridge for that proverbial hour before you do everything else to make our wraps. Okay, on to the chicken. This is just chicken tenders And I just coated them with a nice chicken seasoning blend that I picked up at my local grocery store. Because my grocery store really has like nice in-store blends that they make. So I just used that. But certainly salt and pepper would work. Or there's 1,000 seasoning blends for chicken that you can look up online, but that's just what I did. And then you just want to cook these till they're done, and then chop them up when they're done. And now let's start assembling the wrap. That spicy mayo we made, use that as the base. Use as much or as little as you like. And then you want to add some shredded iceberg lettuce. And then you want to add some French's fried onions. And then you want to add our chicken. And then you want to add some cheddar cheese. And that's really it. Now it's time to wrap this thing up and slice it down the middle. And see here, just want to give this a little old cut. Of course, some of the stuff's going to spill out. And that's it. That's the Wendigo wrap. Done. Okay, time to start off the final dish. Creamy pumpkin penne. All right, to start, we want a tablespoon of butter, tablespoon and a half. You could certainly use olive oil, but again, I'm going for a little bit richer of a flavor that you just can't get with olive oil. Again, if you're watching the fat, go for olive oil. So you just want to melt this up. And now that it's pretty much melted, one small onion that we have chopped up. And again, you want to cook this for about 5 minutes, till it starts to become translucent. And now we want to add about a quarter of a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. If you want it a little bit spicier, add a little bit more. And now we want to add 4 cloves of garlic that have been minced up. And then you just want to spin this around, get it all incorporated, and then you want to cook the garlic for about 1 minute. Okay, now that the garlic and onion are cooked and everything, time to add a quarter cup of tomato paste to the pan. And then just stir this till it's incorporated. It will take a while for it to start breaking up, so don't get discouraged. Now, you want to add a half a cup of rum to this to deglaze the pan and again thin out the tomato paste. And now you want to add about a quarter cup of heavy cream to this. You can also add a pinch of nutmeg. That is optional if you like. And then you want to add 1 cup of pumpkin puree. You can find this canned pumpkin puree usually in the baking aisle, along with the cherries and the blueberries and all that shit for making pie. And then stir this around till you've got a nice consistency going. Also, don't forget, of course, salt and pepper. Here's a little tip if your sauce is too thick, which it probably will be. You want to take a half a cup of the water that your pasta's boiling in, and you want to just throw that in there. That should thin it out to a nice desired consistency. Again, if you like super thick sauces, you don't have to do this. This is optional. It's not really going to change the flavor profile. But again, I like a little bit thinner of a sauce than the product that I was getting. So again, just dip in, get about a half a cup of water. If you want it thinner than that, grab some more water. And then again, just simmer this while your pasta's cooking. Oh yeah, by the way, you should have a pot of salted boiling pasta water with 1 pound of penne inside. And kind of when the pasta's nearing its end or when it's hanging out in the colander, you want to shred in about a half a cup of freshly grated Parmesan cheese. Okay, as you can see, the pasta's been cooked al dente, drained, and now it's time to add our pumpkin sauce to our pasta. and stir it all around till every single noodle is coated. All right, got it in the bowl, ready to go. What I'm dropping in now is fresh sage leaves that I rolled up and just chopped up. And then you just want to dust it with even more Parmesan cheese. If you like a little bit of black pepper, I actually didn't do that this time. But that's creamy pumpkin penne. Done. And this is Dave's Cooking Show Halloween Special. Finished.